Living easy, loving free. Season ticket on a one-way ride. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Christian, front to back vinyl, doing something a little different. My buddy Vance over at the Zep Pearl channels, but he does a series called The Album and the Concert. Well, uh, his series has inspired me to do a little story about I got to see AC/DC, Highway to Hell in '79. So I just want to talk about it, go back to 1979. Uh, the show was on Friday, October 19th, 1979. I was 16 years old. I was going to turn 17 in November, so I was just shy of 17 years old. Sophomore year in high school. Um, I first discovered AC/DC the year prior with this album. If you want blood, you've got it. My brother introduced me to this. This is the album that. This is the actual copy too. That I think my brother may have bought it, but this is the actual copy. Played it to death. It's not even very playable anymore. But yeah, this album just blew me away. It plays like a greatest hits. So anyway, um, I memorized this album. I played it to death. So um, this came out. This is AC/DC's sixth studio album. It was released on July 27th, 1979. First album produced by Robert Mutt Lang, um, famous producer. He went on to produce two more AC/DC albums, Back in Black and For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. But yeah, so the album came out July 27th, and the concert was October 16th. So as soon as tickets went on sale, my brother and I were totally into AC/DC. So I was like, we got to get tickets. We got to go. So we did. My brother and I got tickets. It was at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago. I think it's called in Uptown. Not sure. But back in 1979, that was kind of a sketchy neighborhood. It was kind of a scary neighborhood back then. It's all cleaned up now. It's all nice, but back in 1979, it was kind of scary driving down there. Me being 16 years old, my brother a year and a half older than me, so he drove us down there to Aragon Ballroom, and I think we parked 2 blocks away or something. So when the show was over, we ran as fast as we could to get to the car. We thought we were going to get robbed or something. uh, so anyway, yeah, great album. I mean, if I had to pick one, if I had to have one AC/DC album in my collection, if I had to get rid of everything else, this would be the one I would keep. Um, just not only because the music kicks ass, but also the fact that the nostalgia of going to the show and everything. So this album had 3 singles. Highway to Hell was the first single. I think the B side was Night Prowler. I'd love to get the 45s. I don't know if there was any. Girls Got Rhythm was the second single, and then Touch Too Much was the third single. And so, yeah, we got our tickets. I have a couple of notes here. The ticket prices were $8 and $9. It was general admission, so there was no assigned seating, and it was a sold out show. Um, so my brother and I get there, and we park 2 blocks away, and there's already a line wrapped around the building to get in. You know, I forget what time the show started, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I think the opening acts probably started early before. Um, so we're in the alley with a bunch of people. You know, they're all, you know, they look like hippies or something. You know, metalheads. I don't know. Back then I was 16. I'd never been to a heavy metal show before. It was like it was the first time I really got a good whiff of marijuana, to put it that way. So I mean, we're just crushed. We're just in line in the alley on the right side of the building. Um, so I mean, you could smell the pot. You could also see some other drugs going on. You know, I was 16. I never touched a drop of alcohol. I never smoked. I never did anything. This was definitely a new experience for me. So we finally get in, and let me. The opening act was Molly Hatchet from this tour, the Flirtin' with Disaster tour. And of course, Flirtin' with Disaster was a great song. Country rock. So, um, honestly, I have no recollection of seeing their set. None at all. I don't know if they went on early and left before we got in there, but have absolutely no recollection of seeing Molly Hatchet. But I did research and they were the opening act. So, Flirting with Disaster, it would have been nice to see. Um, we sat pretending this is the arena. The stage is right here. We were like dead center, way in the back, just standing room only, basically, just so you get an idea. And so that's where my brother and I planted ourselves right there, dead center. So the stage was quite a ways away. So um, I remember this one guy just totally, I don't know, he got high or something. He just kind of had his shirt off. He had like a white button down shirt, kind of flailing around, twirling around. Just, I have this memory of this guy just totally like tripping on something. Anyway, so Molly Hatch, I have no recollection. Um, the next band from Canada, Pat Travers Band, and this was the album that was out in 1979, Go For What You Know. And I did purchase this album before the show, so I was really into Pat Travers Band. Boom Boom, Out Go the Lights, you know that song? So, yeah, this is, I remember them coming out, and the most memorable, of course, is Boom Boom, Out Go the Lights, you know, the house lights going on and off during the chorus. Love Pat Travers. That was really cool to see him. Uh, yeah. So anyway, finally the main performers come out. AC/DC comes out, and oh, I keep showing the record, but anyway, um, they kicked ass. Obviously, they kicked ass. Bon Scott, Angus Young, Malcolm Young, Cliff Williams on bass, Phil Rudd on drums. Classic lineup. I do have the set list. Um, Luckily, I was able to find it online. The set list was Live Wire, Shot Down in Flames, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be. I think normally they were doing Walk All Over You, but that night they did Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be. Sin City, Problem Child, Bad Boy Boogie, The Jack. Now, I have to talk about The Jack. This is the song Angus gets on Bon Scott's shoulders and they start going through the crowd. They're going through the balconies, the upper balconies, and down to the main floor. And my brother and I are standing there in that spot I told you, like dead center. Bon and Angus go right by us. Um, Angus is playing a black SG, sweat spewing off of him. He's playing a black SG. He's got the radio controller thing for his guitar, and Bon is just holding on to his legs, going, yeah. He's like having a great old time. And so, I mean, I could have touched them if I reached out. Bon Scott was like within 3 feet of me. So I wish it was so brief, but it was like the most special moment because we're all the way in the back, so we can hardly see what's going on the stage. But here's Bon Scott and Angus Young, like within reaching distance in front of me, just jamming, just soloing. So yeah, that was incredible. Then they went back to the stage. They continued with Highway to Hell, High Voltage, Whole Lot of Rosie, which is my favorite song by AC/DC, and my brother's too. Because that live album I showed, If You Want Blood, because side two starts with that song, and the whole crowd's going, Angus, Angus, da 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 da, Angus. So we're all doing that in the concert, and yeah, so good. Um, and then I think that might have been the last song. Then he came back with Rocker, which is off of Dirty Deeds, Thunder Cheap album, I think. And then If You Want Blood, You Got It. And then they ended with Let There Be Rock. So, yeah, the attendance, 5,500 people, sold out. Yeah, incredible. And this is the shirt. Still have it, size medium. Cannot fit into it now, so I'm glad I still have it. It's still in really nice shape. I did have another shirt, but I think my brother took it when he went to college. It was just like this shirt, and on the back cover, on the back of the shirt was this image of Angus laying dead with the guitar going through his back. That was on the back, and I think it may have had the tour dates on it. But yeah, my brother used to borrow stuff and not bring it back, so I don't know if he still has it or not. But um, I wish I still had that shirt. But I still have this one. So there's nothing on the back. It's just that on the front there. Music that was out at. So I'm totally doing this backwards. The number one movie on October 19th, 1979 was 10 with Bo Derek, Dudley Moore. The number one album was Pink Floyd The Wall, which Pink Floyd The Wall was like number one for over a year. Just being Tom Petty, The Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes came out on October 19th, 1979, and never got to number one because of The Wall. It only got up to number two. So, albums I was listening to in 1979, these are records that I actually owned. There's so many that came out in 79 that I was not into. Kiss Dynasty, obviously, huge Kiss fan, the solo albums, and Kiss Live 2 was the first one that I really got into Kiss. Kiss Dynasty, Foreigner, Head Games, Get the Knack by the Knack. I love that album. Pat Benatar in the Heat of the Night. Bad Company, Desolation Angel. Love that album. Van Halen 2 was out in 79. Blondie, E to the Beat. I owned that record. It was great. Tom Petty, The Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes. Probably my favorite album by them. Fleetwood Mac, Tusk. I was really into Fleetwood Mac, the 75 and the Rumors albums. But Tusk, I really got into that. It was so different. And I totally got into that record. Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor came out in 79. Big Beatles fan, of course. So Wings, Paul McCartney and Wings, Back to the Egg album was out in '79, and George Harrison's self-titled album um, came out in '79 as well. So anyway, oh yeah, I have a photo of me. This is maybe a year after a year and a half, but I basically look like this. This is what I look like around that time. Boy, 46 years looks what that's many pounds later, and the lack of hair. I had great hair back then. I wish I still had. Anyway, what are you gonna do, you know? Anyway, AC/DC Highway to Hell tour, Aragon Ballroom, unbelievable. You know, whenever I talk to people and any concert that gives me bragging rights, I always bring up that show because I got to see Bon Scott, and they're like, "Holy shit, you got to see Bon Scott!" You know, so I'm really lucky I got to see Bon Scott. It was the second show I'd ever been to, and what a show it was. So anyway, let me know what you think. It was a little scrambled, sort of doing this on the fly, but I think I got all the stories that I wanted to say. But anyway, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done already. And let me know your favorite AC/DC Bon Scott era album is. Tell me your favorite album in general, and have you ever seen them live? I've seen them 4 times. Um, I don't know if I want to bring up the other times, but I may do this as a series. Sorry, Vance. But yeah, I just thought that this would be a good one to talk about because it's the one that has the greatest story, and it's just I'm so thankful that I got to see the Bon Scott era AC/DC. So everybody, rock on, and we will see you on the next video.